there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to our TGIF Talks, episode 196. I'm your host, Dr. Sheep, joined by my co-host, Anonymous Phil.
Yes, I'm here.
Just gonna lean back. All right, let's roll the intro here, shall we? Oh, I was gonna turn this down because it's like way louder than us. But oh, that is not the one I wanted to. Never mind. Whatever. Be that way. I think no. Where's the one that? Oh, I figured out my problem. I was on the wrong scene. Well, it doesn't really matter now. Oh well. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing alright, you?
See, this doesn't work after we've been talking for like hours already.
Oh.
Because now it's like, what do we discuss?
Nothing. Podcast over.
Nothing. Podcast over, bruh. Shortest.
Well, there's a quick and easy podcast.
Yeah.
Want to do 2 more of these and just pump them out right now? Episode 200 next week.
You know, none of those schmucks ever responded after we said, hey.
I asked my brother, he said, sure, whatever. He said, I'll probably have to work.
That's when you tell him you're supposed to take it off.
What do you mean you have to work? It's like over a month out.
Yeah, we gave you heads up so you can take work off.
I don't know. He said he'll probably be there.
What a schmuck. He has to be.
I know.
Just
he has to be. We aren't doing it unless all 4. We'll push it back until all 4. Whether we push it back a whole year, that's besides the point. It'll be pushed back.
Podcast 199 Part 2. Podcast 199 Part 3.
Episode number 200 has to be with everyone.
Yeah, just a constant continuation of 199 until the end of time.
199.1? 199.2? 199.999.
999. And just get adding nines until it's a limit. It's just slowly approaching.
Yes, we should do that.
No, we're trying to end the podcast, not prolong it. We have to represent it as a limit. So, unfortunately, you can't write.
Finally, it's episode 200.
And that podcast 200 never happens. It can't happen. The limit of X is of whatever, the fucking function is
It'll converge at infinity.
Yeah, at infinity. An infinite number of podcasts. My new chair comes Tuesday, so.
Oh. A shame.
A shame. So what have you been up to?
Work.
Oh. Did you go try and see the comet after, any other day, or was it?
Sunday and Monday.
Sunday and Monday?
Yeah, I went back to see it Monday, and I brought my telescope, but I could never find it. So I found it, I saw it with the naked eye, but my telescope, it's a equatorial mount, and so it doesn't track well horizontally, and so... Because I could see it with the naked eye, and I was just like, man, I gotta be in the right spot. And I got the finder, actually, I was kind of surprised. I got the finder scope aligned with the telescope, within 5 minutes. I hooked it up, and I was just right, aligned right away. Because I remember that was one thing that, we say an hour or whatever.
Right.
Because I'd mess with it. No, I got it aligned right away. Just kind of surprised. But that was the thing. I couldn't find it in the finder scope. I think, well, the one problem I did notice was the moon. Because the moon was very bright. Oh. And it was, to be honest, it was kind of dim and hard to spot with the naked eye alone. It was much easier Sunday. Monday was a little more difficult. And then the other thing was, it started to develop a dew or something. So then it just completely fogged up the image, and it's just well, I can't even see anything now. So it's 9 o'clock. I wrapped up.
Dude, when I finished this Lego grind, and I get start setting up the telescope. That's good. That's the thing about the telescope, right? It's like it's just gonna be one thing after another of things that you need to get for it. It's like, okay, you get the tube, you get the mount. Oh, well, I don't have a finder scope. I don't have a telerad.
Well, they don't come together?
No, I'm buying them separate.
Oh, you don't like the mount that it comes with?
No. It's an Altaz. I want a go-to equatorial. And I want a big one.
That way you could mount your camera to it? Or
eventually, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not buying it explicitly outright for photography, but eventually I would like to use it for photography. And then,
that would make sense, because I was like, the Altaz, I mean, that's like it's like one of the most intuitive ways to move a telescope.
Yeah. I want to...
But it doesn't track well over time.
Yeah.
You have to fine adjust,
I want to get... So, it'll start off with, get the scope, get a telerad and a finder scope. And then I'll just deal with my eyepieces for now. And then you'll just start buying an eyepiece here, eyepiece there. Eventually, and then I want to get a scope, not a scope, a finder scope camera. And one, I think backyard. Astro Backyard's got a little computer, specifically built for this type of stuff. It's not very expensive, but that it'll track, and it'll plate solve.
Yeah.
And so I can hook it up to the finder scope. That way, it's like I don't have to. Yeah, sure, I'll still have to spend some time aligning, but I don't have to worry about it. Not tracking the object over time. Let's say I forget about it, walk away, go look through somebody else's telescope. Also, I think it'll just speed up just finding things, because if I just leave it as... Because, I won't... So, like, dim objects, I won't have to just trust that it's going to get to it in the right place. With the finder scope attachment, it should just go to it and put it on there after I align it, of course. Of course, once they're aligned, they are pretty spot on for the most part.
That is one thing I probably should get for my future telescope, would be a telerad.
Yeah. So that'll be the next thing, and then a filter wheel.
A filter wheel? That's a thing?
Yeah. I'd probably get a filter.
How well does the moon filter work? Because I was just curious, it's filtering light, but it's also sunlight reflecting off the moon. So, how does that affect, star visibility?
It's just the dimmer.
Oh, it just dims it.
Yeah. I've shown you my moon filter.
I don't know if I have looked through it, though. You showed me it.
I have a variable moon filter, remember?
I don't know if I've looked through it at the sky.
Oh, yeah.
Because we never used it on a new moon, or we've never used it when it's not a full new moon.
Yeah. We have one at the observatory.
But it just dims?
It dims it. It's not like... So, if you put a colored one in there, you also lose detail. This one doesn't lose as much detail. There's nothing that you can perceive anyway. Because you wouldn't be able to perceive it to begin with because it's too fucking bright.
Yeah.
But actually, it's already... The scopes there are already too big for the moon.
Too big for the moon?
Yeah. No, it's too bright. Regardless.
Well, yeah, isn't that way you have to look at a less than quarter
Even
moon?
then, it's still bright.
So what, a crescent, itty bitty crescent?
Yeah, would be if you want to.
So the dimmers don't work.
No, they work. The scopes are just too fucking big.
Oh, so you need a more powerful dimmer.
Yeah, which they just don't. You're approaching solar filters at some point. Because really, all it is just two polarizing filters. That's really all it is.
Well, there should be a point where you can reach zero.
Yeah, but it's not perfect zero.
Oh, really?
No.
Well, I want a zero. I want my zero to be a solar filter.
Well, you need a perfect polarizer then.
So make one. Buy me. Yeah, that's what I want.
Do I look like I can just go make you a perfect polarizing filter?
Oh, I thought you could, go finance one.
Finance one, yeah. Anyways, no. I guess I'd get an O2 filter before anything.
O2 filter.
Yeah, well, they were talking about it. One of the guys was talking about how there's certain objects that you want to look at with an O2 filter. Thank you for breaking my pencil.
It was already like that.
I know, but I'm trying to blame you.
I was like, this is very loose.
Stop pulling it off. Give me that. You everything you touch.
I didn't break it.
Just like my toy grill when I was a kid.
What do you mean?
That I ended up crying at during my birthday party, and your mother decided to take a photo of it.
That was kind of funny. I saw that photo.
Oh yes, you've shown me that photo. I remember.
Good times.
Uh-huh. Well, the grill only broke because you two were fucking wrestling. And got in a fight.
Well, when do we not?
That's true. When do you and your brother not get in a fight? Man, I'm just thinking back.
Now that I moved out.
I'm just thinking back to that toy grill. That was fun. And it had like a piece of chicken where it looked like you could take a bite out of it.
No, yeah.
And then if you rotated it, it revealed a bite was taken out of it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
You could turn on the fire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hated the noise. I always hated toys that made noise.
Because we got one too, I think.
Yeah.
I seem to remember us having one.
I remember the car. Your guys' car was cooler than mine. It had the electronic key.
Yeah.
My car didn't have that.
Oh.
You got a premium. Your mom got you guys a premium version.
Well, I originally had one, when I was real little, but it was stolen, and so then we got a new one.
Oh, so maybe...
So it was a later model.
Yeah,
because what happened was when they were building, I don't remember this very well, but I guess I had taken it with me to the new site that they were building the house at, and I guess we just left it there, just whenever I was there, I'd play with it. Well, I guess one of the contractors had his kid over when he was working on the house. His kid was playing with it, and I guess they just took it with them. Afterward, we weren't there because we went back the next day. It's like, oh, where's your car at? What'd you do with the car? I don't know. And then we remember the contractor had his kid. It's like, well, I bet he just threw it in the back of his truck and drove away.
And you were never able to get in touch with that contractor to get it back.
Well, they aren't gonna say they did it. Well, no, they're still working on the house. But it's just like they're never gonna say that they stole it.
We could find that man, track him down.
Yeah.
Get the car
anyway,
back.
So then they got the newer model.
Yeah, and the newer model, you could put your name on the license plate.
It's true, they did do that. Yeah.
I don't think mine couldn't do that.
The little stickers, yeah.
Yeah, they really decided, you know what? Let's add some cool ass features that poor Doc will never have. A nice electronic key and a license plate.
Yes.
Mine never had any of that.
Oh well.
Although once again, like I said, although it still had the squeaky horn.
Mm.
Yeah. I like it, but like I said, though, I was never a big fan of toys that made noise.
Oh, that's a shame.
Like I would, remember that hockey game? Our aunt got us. Those, because she got us pinball machines one year for Christmas.
Us? Like we all got one?
Maybe it was your brother and I, but like I think she just gave it.
Machines?
Yeah, little plastic pinball machines. But I know she each gave us hockey games.
Were they video game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like I was thinking like something else. A handheld video game. Yeah.
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 Do you remember it?
I do.
Yeah, well, those things we never did do it, but you could play multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like the old Game Boy days where you had a cable and you could connect to each other.
Was it like that old baseball game that we had?
Probably pretty similar to it, I would guess.
Because we had a baseball one.
Yeah, but she gave us each a hockey game. And they had the cables to play multiplayer, and we never did. I don't know why we never did.
Oh.
Man, that would have been sick. Because I remember it had a port on the top of it for multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And we never did do that. See, I miss those days of old video games. Multiplayer with a cable. You had to sit right next to the schmuck to play.
Yep.
And then the DS got rid of that. Did you ever have any friends with DSs?
Yes.
Did you ever play on them?
Probably.
We did. Because that one friend, he had multiple DSs. So so on the bus, I would use his old one, and he would use his new one.
Mm-hmm.
He had a 3DS. Or was it a 3DS, or was it just just a normal DS? I don't remember. He got a better one. Because, this is where Stick Wars. Do you remember Stick Wars?
Stick Wars.
Yeah, we would take a piece of paper, divide it up into quadrants, and then draw, like, bases and shit. I came up with this. We did this. This is later on. This is like, we were in high school when I came up with this. I was in middle school. You were in high school.
Stick Wars?
Yeah. It's still probably at my parents' somewhere.
I'd have to see it. I don't recall.
Okay. Well, anyways, so he came up with the idea that we could battle each other. So basically, because you could send messages on DSs back and forth, and you could draw in the message box.
Okay.
And so you would draw, like, your next move or whatever. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this with my character. We're gonna start and do a war.
We played this?
No. Well, we did it on paper.
We did?
Yeah. Later on, like I said, like I was almost in high school, middle school.
I don't remember this.
We only did it like once or twice. You even came over to my house and we played it.
I don't remember that. I remember going over there to play Survival Craft.
It was the same time.
I don't remember Stick Wars. Are you sure you're not misremembering it for someone else?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it was the water bottle. I think the water bottle I did it in school one time. I don't think we ever did it at my place. Anyways,
I don't recall.
But anyways, we'd battle each other on the DS in Stick Wars. And see, the nice part was on the new DSs you could get a rainbow pen.
Mm-hmm.
So you had two different.
The DS. I just want to make sure I'm thinking of the right thing. Was that the square that you opened up the lid?
That's a Game Boy. It's a rectangle. Yes, the center one.
The rectangle. No, so what's the square one?
A Game Boy.
Oh, it's just called a Game. This.
Yeah, that's the Game Boy.
I had one of these.
You had a Game Boy?
My parents never actually bought it. My dad took it from a kid.
Oh, that's right.
It was a red one, so we only had one game.
Oh.
It was a racing game though, so it was really fun. So basically, what happened was, some kid was playing on this.
Oh, just hit no.
Some kid. Why did you get that?
I don't know.
Some kid was playing on this at school, and my dad took it away from him.
Right.
And he said, "Come back at the end of the day." He never came back, and it was sitting in his desk for like over a month. And so at like, I don't know if it was like Christmas break or whatever, he brought it home and he gave it to us. So we had one game because he never bought any other games. He said, "This is all you get." But it was a racing game and it was really fun.
Do you guys had a charger?
No.
How'd you keep it charged then?
Does that have batteries? I think it actually.
Oh, maybe it was a version. Maybe you had a battery pack.
That's a charger cord. I don't remember. No, we didn't have a battery pack. No. Or did we just play it until it died? I don't remember.
That wouldn't have been very long.
No, it lasted a while. It was like a year or something. We were playing it for a long time.
You just must not have played on it that much.
Maybe it had internal batteries that could be replaced? I don't know. Because we didn't have the charger. The kid had the charger, but he never went back to grab it.
Well, those are all internal.
Well, yeah, I guess it must have just been fully charged and it just lasted. Because we never that might have been why we stopped playing it, because the battery died. But no, yeah, we didn't have a charger. Or did it use a similar port to something else we had? Like
no, it wouldn't have.
No?
No, this is back in the day when everything you used had a different cable.
No, I don't remember. I bet it... Because I do remember the little slot, you stick it in at the bottom.
Yeah.
But I guess we just played it until it died.
My brother had a Game Boy. They should bring that back. Except now you could just download games.
Yeah.
I would get that. Use it on car trips. Especially if you had the old classic Nintendo games. So get some Pokemon games.
Yeah.
I guess I've played Pokemon. I have it on the Switch. I have a unique version of it.
That's honestly probably why we didn't play it very much. Because it's just like we saw the battery was getting low. It's like,
Yeah, but this is back when a freaking device's battery lasted forever.
It was a red one. Well, yeah. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I said we played it. It felt like we played it for so long. Because we only had the one game. And, I don't know. It must have just been fully charged when we got it. And it just lasted. We just didn't play it all that. Maybe it didn't last. It probably wasn't a year. I probably over-exaggerated. It might have been.
And then you guys just threw it away?
We didn't have a charger.
Your dad could go get one. Yeah,
he didn't want us to play it, to have video games in the first place. They're kind of skeptical with the whole Wii thing. And then they're like, no. But then they were like, nah, because we want to play it, Mom and Dad wanted to play the
Well,
Wii.
I guess your dad should have just sold it to somebody.
Sold what?
The Game Boy.
This is a piece of junk.
What do you mean, piece of junk?
To him.
To him.
It's a piece of junk.
You could have gotten like $100 out of the deal back in the day.
It's a nuisance to kids.
Huh.
You have to remember, he's a teacher.
Yeah.
You see kids playing on these, it's a nuisance.
I suppose. Your dad's a schmuck.
No, he's just,
A schmuck.
He was well disciplined with us.
Well disciplined.
Yeah, well disciplined.
Uh-huh. No, yeah, my brother had video games. Of course, then, see, my parents decided that I couldn't have video games.
Because they saw how he turned out?
I guess. The learning moment. Oh, older brother couldn't, well, he had video games and we didn't like the way he turned out. So for the next one, we'll try something else.
Yeah, and, it kind of worked out, I guess.
They definitely had two different, methods for parenting.
Yeah.
For me and my brother.
Yeah, the first one's your trial run, and then then you have it again, and it's like, all right, we'll do better this time.
None of us ever had a third brother to.
Our parents told me that they wanted to have a third kid, but they couldn't afford it.
Oh, damn!
Because my brother and I were both planned, and they thought about having a third, but they couldn't afford it. So.
Damn, that would have been cool.
No, but then my brother would have been the ignored middle child.
He already is the ignored secondary child.
He already is the ignored child. You don't need that. You don't need to reinforce that.
But could you imagine if we had another one of us to run around and boss around?
Another one to yes.
Yes, another one to see. But see, you know what? Your brother, he might not have had his identity stolen. Yeah. It would have been the youngest brother.
Yeah.
And see, your brother would have been in the office with us.
Yeah.
Or do you still think you and I would have probably just locked both of them out?
I don't know.
I guess it'd have to depend how much younger It's a shame because maybe our other cousin, she could have had a friend.
Oh.
Instead of,
Yeah.
everybody being much older.
It would have. Going through the genealogy, it would have been another boy. That seems to be the thing with my family, is that it's like one generation will have all boys, the next generation, the family will have like all girls, and then the next generation they'll be like all boys. For whatever reason, that's what I noticed. So my mom made the joke. She's like, "Yeah, one of you two is if you have kids, they'll be all girls."
Wacky sperm. wacky sperm. Yeah, well, see, our aunt, she's not the one that determines the gender. See, it's a men determine gender.
I thought the kid determines gender these days.
No,
These days.
Whatever. 20 years ago, though.
Oh yeah, 20 years ago, the parents decided.
The father determined gender.
The father decided. The father decided the gender.
Determined. He didn't decide.
That's true. Well, yeah.
I can't just be like, I want only boys and just manifest that. That's not how that works.
These days, we give that power to the child.
Remember that king?
And look how they're turning out.
Actually, I guess that one king, he did manifest a boy.
We say we are the worst generation period ever. Period.
Was that Abraham?
Who?
Who spoke to God to ask for a son?
Oh, probably. Every king.
Well, yeah, but like there was the
king.
But there was the one guy, or was it the Pharaoh? Maybe the Pharaoh only had one son. Seemed like everybody was having problems having a son back in the day. Anyways, but see, these are the two-tone displays, so they didn't actually like light up, so they freaking did last forever.
Yeah. No, I do remember the rectangle ones.
No, so on the newer model, the DS, we were very off track. You had instead of just having a black pen to write with, you could do black or a rainbow pen. Or as you drew it, just a rainbow.
I see.
And so he was on the rainbow team. Funny now. It's funny looking back now.
Why?
And why?
Is there an inside joke? I feel like there's something there.
No, just rainbow pen. Just being if one of us were gay.
That's how. So is he now?
No.
Oh.
He's very straight. He's married now.
Oh, I don't
Lucky
know.
him.
I don't know who this is.
The guy that has the name of from a TV show, where they had a.
Oh, we don't have a name for him.
No, we never talked about him enough.
Oh.
Because after high school, he just fell off the face of the earth talking to me.
Oh.
So, he was shunned to the abyss.
I see.
I'd like to talk to him, but he doesn't like people. And you think I don't like people. He definitely doesn't like people.
So why is he married?
He likes women, I guess.
Oh.
I guess you can hate people, but you can like women. Is that one of those things?
I suppose.
You can like one person.
Yeah, I suppose you can see a woman, you don't have to talk to him.
The perfect marriage.
Just use it.
All right, that's a bit much. All right, dial it.
I'm just saying.
What do you mean you're just saying? You don't just say that.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh.
It's not how this works.
I'm saying that's how other people could perceive it working.
Right.
That seems to be what he does. Possibly. So he doesn't like people.
Well,
You can be in a relationship and not talk.
I suppose you can be deaf.
Exactly. See? Are you saying deaf people can't be in a relationship?
No. Crime against nature.
Crime against nature. I mean, you could even say you could be in a relationship without ever seeing the person.
Oh, that's called stalking, sir.
That's called being blind, sir.
Oh, well, that's just...
Are you saying blind people are stalkers because I've never seen their spouse?
Yes. Yes.
I couldn't tell you a thing about what my wife looks like. But she smells nice. Asleep.
Gotta marry a blind woman. She'll never know what I look like.
Yes, that's not creepy at all. I can't tell you a thing about what she looks like, but I can tell you she smells very nice when she's asleep.
Wow.
What?
How peculiar.
I'm blind.
I see.
That was something Will said to you, right? You smell nice. You smell better awake.
No, there was a joke about something. I knew it.
I feel like that's something he said that came out of his like, you smell better awake.
No, didn't you? You were talking about doing something creepy, and then he just played onto it.
That might have been it too. What? Man, I think one of the best was when we were talking about making him like a servant or something.
Yes.
And he was gonna work for me. And I was like, what kind of luxury do you think you'd be living in? You'd be lucky to sniff my
ass. See, the sniff my ass thing is because my dad started calling somebody an asswipe one day, and I'm like, that's a genius insult. So I was like,
knock it off, ass sniffer.
Ass. You get a servant. Their entire job is to wipe your ass, sniff it, and make sure it's clean.
Ass sniffer.
The royal ass sniffer. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You know, the first comedians were jokesters or whatever.
Yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, but that's it's just funny that way. That the first one of the earliest you could be a just remember comedians were developed before running water.
Running water? Yeah.
Oh no, I guess the Romans had indoor plumbing.
Yeah, you don't think they had comedians?
I think they had toilets that could flush.
I'm sure they had people that made jokes.
Anyways.
I'm sure there was always that one, you know, you had your thinker. I'm sure you had the jokester.
Ah, yes, thinker.
I'm sure there was the jokester.
Man, there's a job that underappreciated in Middle Europe, but in the Middle Ages, but in the Greeks, yes, your entire job could just be to think. Mm-hmm. And then there was the one guy who was like, "Oh, money's so trivial, I'll prove it by making a shit ton of money." And so he hedged bets on like olive oil prices one year, and he made a shit ton of money. Mm-hmm. And if he'd done it one more year, he could have just been fucking just filthy rich. But he was like, no, I don't need the money. Mm. What? Do you remember that philosopher? Do you know that story?
I heard this story. I don't know the philosopher. Yeah,
Vertasium talked about him when he did the whole video on stocks and hedging bets and that kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't. It was interesting, but also very boring.
Yes, I do remember that.
That was a very math-heavy episode.
I enjoyed it.
I don't like.
I enjoy all the math. I enjoy the math-heavy episodes.
We're two different people. Like I said,
you don't like math.
I'm a concept guy. Mm. That's what we did in high school. Rooster would do the math questions. I would do the concept questions. Thalius?
Maybe.
But see, these philosophers, no, you couldn't do that now. I don't think there's nobody. I mean, I guess there are probably somebody somewhere that's so intelligent that they could make shit tons of money but choose not to.
Yeah.
I guess Elon Musk is pretty smart.
I mean, yeah, every inventor out there, it's just a matter of do they want to go out of their way to make the money rather than make the thing?
Yeah. I mean, Elon's a good engineer. Right? He's just he's more of a what's the word I'm looking for here? A vision, you know. He has a vision.
Yeah.
And then he employs people to build the vision. Right?
Sure.
Well, anyways, I don't know what the hell this podcast was. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcast every Friday till 200, and good night.